Hey guys, I'm really enjoying playing with my new toy here, the Shin Curl Bar that I got from Gorilla Strength Equipment. This is a great piece of equipment for preventing or helping you with rehabbing shin splints. I got it because I wanted to treat an old knee injury that I've had since 2000, and this thing is amazing. So let's dive right into it and we talk about whether it might be a good fit for you in your home gym. Alright guys, so the three things that I was looking at were availability, I wanted to be able to fit not standard plates, and I didn't want to fool with a do-it-yourself option. Let's break down those three things a little bit more in depth. First thing is availability. I got the original version of this product back in the late 90s. I want to say 1998 when I was an employee at a public gym, and I was also training for and competing in martial arts at the time. I was competing in kickboxing. We're doing a lot of Muay Thai style shin kicks, and so having something that helped build up my shins was invaluable because of all the running as well as obviously kicking stuff with your shin. I got it from a company called Perform Better, but I believe it was actually made by a company called, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, it's either Spry or Spree, and they called it the Dynamic Axial Resistance Device, which is an excellent way to make sure nobody is able to Google your product, and if they can't Google it and find it, they're probably not going to buy it, which is probably why these guys are no longer selling it. So I came up Winchester on that. Alright, so then I tried eBay, because hey, you can find all kinds of stuff on eBay. Looked on eBay and I could not find any there. I actually found one on OfferUp, but it was for sale 2 years ago and I couldn't find any more. So, boom, no dice there. There is a company called Thor and Mercury Fitness that is selling it here in the United States, but I didn't know about them at the time that I was looking for the product. Of course, it's Murphy's Law. You can't find it when you're looking for it. So we'll put an asterisk right there, especially since I don't know anything about Thor and Mercury Fitness other than one of them is an Avenger. Now, the home gym guys, they are the people who make the version of this device that Knees Over Toes guy uses, and he's actually the person who reminded me of this exercise when I saw one of his videos. So I said, well, let me check them out. Well, they're out of Australia, and there's a significant waiting list, at least at the time that I checked. So, no dice on that. The other thing about it is, most of the versions that I see are made for standard plates. But I have Olympic plates, and I'm not interested in going out and buying a whole bunch of standard plates for just one device. The version made by the home gym guys does have an adapter that will let you use Olympic size plates with it, but again, Australia, wait times, no. And then the final thing is not do it yourself. I don't have any objection to do it yourself stuff, but I plan to work up to significant weights in this. In fact, I'll put a link to this video from Knees Over Toes guy where he's using a fair amount of weight with this device. And I just can't see myself using that kind of weight with something that I built myself out of PVC from Home Depot or Lowe's. So I decided I'd rather go with something that's pre-made by a quality local manufacturer, and by local I mean somebody in the USA who I trust. And that's how I selected David Dennis over at Gorilla Strength. I reached out to David. I said, hey my man, this is my problem. I want to know if you can fabricate something for me. And he was good enough to create something for me to use, and I'm really pleased with the product. So now, let's talk about pros and cons. First of all, I want to tell you that there is an exercise that I've been doing that doesn't require that you buy anything, and that is simply doing tibialis anterior raises. All you have to do is find a surface that you can lean against, put your feet out as far away from your body as you can handle, and then just curl your toes towards your face. You want to come up, pause, go back down. If you want to make the exercise harder, put your feet further away from your body, and there you go. You want to make it easier, bring your feet closer to your body. And of course, you can also do these on stairs. The thing that I like about this device is it's easier to progressively load this, because the only way that I can tell that I'm getting stronger is if I'm able to move my feet further and further away from my body, and there's going to be a point at which I just can't physically go out any further. But so that is a limitation. Whereas with this, you can use progressive increments, And it's also easier to track if you're the kind of person that tracks your training, which I recommend. It's easier to track because you can say, okay, well, I used a 2.5 plate last time. Today I'm using a 5. It's fairly easy to perform. So that's a pro. All you gotta do, as I said, is set it down, stick your feet in it, slide back and go. You do need to have a bench. I guess maybe you could look at it as a con, but if you are a home gym owner, I would assume you've got some sort of surface to sit on. If you are high enough off the ground, it can also be used for leg extensions. And the other thing I like about it as far as a pro is it is adjustable to your leverages. So with this screw right here, you can screw that and you slide it, and you basically just put it, depending on how your foot is shaped, the size of your foot, you screw it down and you adjust it to you. So when I first got it, I had to play around with it a little bit until I found the optimal distance for me, but that is a feature that I really am a big fan of. So let's talk about some of the cons. You can't use it barefoot, which may not be a problem for most of you guys, but I prefer to train barefoot because I like that foot to ground interface, which means I have to put shoes on specifically to do this movement. It takes away time from my training. You have to have weights. I think I already mentioned that. But again, if you have a home gym, I would recommend that this not be the first thing you purchase. But hey, it's your house, your rules, so buy whatever you want. But I'm just saying you will have to have weights for it. You do need a specialty collar because a normal spring collar will not fit on it. So what I settled on was this Rogue axle collar that is the Oso axle collar, and that works just fine. So I already happen to have one of those, but if you don't, just make sure that you go ahead and get that. You could also, of course, get 2 of these screw down clamp collars, and that'll work for that as well. The final thing, I guess this is a con, but to me it was actually a pro. It's custom. This is the only one currently in existence because I reached out to David and had him make it for me. He is willing to make more, and so I'll put his contact information in the description for this video. As I said, he's the only person who makes one of these that's designed specifically for Olympic plates here, and not just in the United States, but in the world. So you contact David, you're gonna have to wait while he makes it because he doesn't just have them sitting on the shelf. But I think that that's a pro because you can also say, hey, I want you to do this or that to it and kind of tweak the design a little bit more if you have some other ideas for making it more usable and efficient for your own personal use. But that also comes with wait times. However, I will tell you that the wait times for having this thing custom made were far less than the wait time for shipping it from Australia, plus whatever time it would have been for being on a waiting list. All in all, this is a really, really useful device, and I'm honestly really pleased to have it in my arsenal here. I'm looking forward to seeing the results on my knee, but I've already see the benefits for it because I have used this sort of thing years ago, and so I'm glad that I was able to put it back into my training. Alright guys, that's it for this review of the Shin Curl Bar from Gorilla Strength. Drop a comment, let me know what you think of this video. Also drop a comment if you have any questions about the device. I'll be happy to answer them. You want to reach out with any specific questions about how long it takes to make it or cost or anything like that, directly to David Dennis at Gorilla Strength, and the best way to reach him is on Instagram at Gorilla Strength USA. Click right there and you check out another video that'll help you be awesome as you train for the sports you enjoy right there in the best gym in town.